Asking for a referral is sometimes not just necessary, but essential if you have ADHD or in general if you're neurodivergent. Now, the reason for this is because, well, the first step in your ADHD journey is to gain a concrete diagnosis from your GP or whatever faculties that they've referred you to. And then following on from that is the management by your GP, who will help you get in contact with services that can assist you in certain areas, or medications, or understanding the diagnosis as a whole and how it affects you in daily life, what is part of it and what isn't, and where you can go from there. So, and while that's great, sometimes you need more specialist services to help assist you with certain areas to do with your ADHD or your neurodiversity. So essentially, though GP is there to help you in general, asking them for a referral, say to a psychiatrist or a counsellor or other specialist services, can be highly beneficial and really good, and a good use of your time in your appointments as well if you think you need it. Because, like I just said, being managed by a GP is fine and all, but sometimes, because ADHD is such a broad diagnosis, has so many characteristics and symptoms involved with it, and how that can affect you in your day-to-day life, sometimes you need extra support from people who are more specialized or can hone in on specific areas. It's like counselors and psychiatrists who can help you with your mental health. So if you're feeling depressed, or if you're feeling low in mood, you have low self-esteem, or in general you just feel like you're struggling to understand yourself or understand the people around you, asking for a referral to a psychiatrist or counsellor can be very, very helpful. Because when you go to those appointments, that's exactly what you're there for. You're there not to talk about your diagnosis, not to talk about your medication, not to in general just get an update on what it's been like between your appointments. You're there specifically to see how you're feeling, to how you're coping, to see if there's any advice they can give to help you be in a better state of mind if you're not in a good state of mind, and so on. But also, more than that, it can be even special services like eating clinics. What's the word I'm looking for? So, dietary clinics. I've forgotten the word, but essentially for eating disorders and stuff, because there are specialists devoted to helping people with that, because it takes more of a side of practical routine instead of just mental health. And I'm bringing that up because, like I think I mentioned in a video before, I have met people with ADHD. Part of it is actually struggling with their diet, with their ability to eat. Sometimes they get so distracted, or their attention is so unfocused, that they actually forget to eat or they forget to drink, and they suffer physically for it. Now, going to a counselor or a psychiatrist may help with the mental health side of that, but it won't help with the root problem, which is actually getting into the habit of remembering to eat and remembering to drink on time or in a routine throughout the day, so you don't end up causing any damage to your body. In which case, then asking a GP for a referral to a clinic that specializes in eating disorders can be helpful. It's also important because, aside from getting a diagnosis, there are lots of instances of people who go to GPs who start going on the process of being assessed because they think they have ADHD, or they think they have autism, or some other form of neurodivergency, and when in fact it's just something like they're struggling with communication skills, or they have a form of depression or an eating disorder, or sometimes they are under the impression, because they seem to share similar behaviors or habits of people with ADHD, and that they think they have ADHD, when in fact the problem that they're facing is something else. So that's why it's important to get the diagnosis first, but also asking for the referral, because people who don't have ADHD and get told, no, you don't have ADHD, the problem is this, they are always going to specialist services to help solve those or help manage those specific issues. So if you have ADHD, the same thing applies, because not only do you need your GP to help you manage your ADHD or talk you through it, but you also need their help to go to other specialist facilities and services who can help you with more specific areas. Anyway, so that's essentially what I mean by asking for a referral is sometimes not only necessary, but absolutely essential if you have ADHD. Myself, I've been to many counselors and such, and I've even been to groups, because it's not just like a formal appointment situation, but it can be things like groups that are designed to help people who have ADHD or autism, whatever it is, to actually come together in a group and talk about their issues, because sometimes that's really helpful, just being around people where you don't feel like, even if you know you're different to them because you're a different person essentially and you have different issues on different levels, you know you're all still sharing some form of common ground. And they're more like social groups, in which case it's less formal, more laid back, you can enjoy yourself, you can make friends, long-lasting bonds, and so on and so forth. So they can also help you with referrals to that, and I've been to some of those too. Anyway, I think that's where I'll end for today. So if you like the video, please leave a like, follow me on TikTok, go to the comment section, put your thoughts and opinions in there, request future videos, any questions you might have, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're interested, and repost the video because it helps raise awareness, and so on and so forth. Now, all that haven't been said, that's all I got. So besides that, have a great day. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye!